my friend here is really going through it, and he or she really needs someone in their corner, and we want to be that someone if we can.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Love S&D. I am Dipti, your host, and I'm joined by Sheena and Nina.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
So, we were just talking about Nina and how she is going to this really well thought out, really meaningful event this weekend. And Neen, did you want to share it? Because it's so nice.
So, I have this really dear friend. She's amazing. We've been friends for a very long time, and her daughter is turning 21. And she decided that for her 21st birthday, instead of having a big party or a blowout or anything like that, she's inviting 9 women who have been influential throughout her informative years. And the assignment that was given to the women was to bring a book that's been meaningful and impactful to you, write a message for her as she navigates her 20s and 30s and 40s, and then come prepared to talk about it with the group because it may help someone else in the group. So I just thought that that was so beautiful. It was the
Yeah.
plan is to start with brunch, then do the book sharing and advice giving to the daughter, and then just come together as like a new collective of women who now know each other on another level. I just thought it was so powerful because it's different than just let's get together and have drinks because she can drink now and all
Yeah.
of that jazz.
Yeah.
Granted, kids are starting so much sooner, so it's not like a novelty anymore to turn
Yeah.
21 and drink. But um, I just thought it was a really nice, innovative, connective way to bring a
Yeah.
group of women together in a meaningful way. And she even said, she's like, your advice might not be impactful or meaningful to her today or right now, but maybe when she opens that in her 30s or when she's having her first kid or something, it might hit her or resonate with her then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
That's
it
so
just
nice.
the moms, or are there going to be
Only
other
9 women,
kids? Are there any of her friends there that'll
no,
share in that, or just for her?
just for her.
You know why that's so nice? Because I also impress upon kids how important it is to build connections and more so connections that are meaningful, but also that you feel comfortable going back to later in life when you do have questions and you are in a position in life where you just don't know what the next step is. And you have this intimate group of people and not intimate as in like together, but like you have intimate relationships with individual women who you feel very comfortable being like, hey, Nina auntie, I'm thinking about nursing and I want to know all the good and bad sides of this. Or like, I'm supposed to take these classes, but like what classes do I really need to take to really understand or something, like, and you're just one. And there's 8 other women that she's going to be able to go to at one point in her life and be like, hey, I'm thinking about becoming an accountant. You know, like give me the good and bad of that. They don't need to figure all of this out on their own. They have us to help them, at least give them what a possibility of a future might look like in this field or whatever they decide to do. Like, hey, I want to start a clothing line. Tell me all about it.
Yeah.
Our generation has tried and done so much that we have so much knowledge and information to give these younger people where they don't have to reinvent the wheel, right?
Yeah. I think this generation, this newer generation, also has a lot more empathy than we did. So they're receptive and they're also giving, like, for example, we had a friend of mine who turned, I think, 40, maybe 45, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it was a big milestone birthday, and her daughter reached out to all of her mom's friends and said, hey, would you be able to write a letter to my mom? Just just talking about your relationship and the things that, have been meaningful to you in your journey knowing her and what you look forward to in the future. And I'd love to like compile these letters and put them together for my mom as her birthday gift. Like nobody in our generation ever thought of something like that. And I was like, hold on, can you also do that for me when I turn? Like, I was like, boys, Mark, no, like it's such a cute idea. But I think that this generation, this up and coming generation has that empathy in them where I don't think we really had that in us when we were growing up at this age, you know? I do love it.
Yeah. Oh, I love the letter writing.
I
You know
know.
how
It's
much
so
letter
cute.
writing means to me.
But like for a teenager to think of that for her
Yeah.
mom, I think is really sweet. We would think of that maybe. But like for a teenager, that's like rare. And I loved that idea. And actually, every person that she reached out to was literally like, can you actually also do that for me when it's my birthday? Because it's such
Yeah.
a great idea,
You know,
you know?
I wouldn't, I often underestimate this new generation, like the Sean Shalen Nayaniba generation. But they are so incredibly thoughtful. Like I'll have deep conversations with Naya, and it's like it's not like deep and like it changes the trajectory of anybody's lives, but it's like she gives so much thought and she actually gives me advice. Like she'll be like, Diplomacy, don't think of it like this, and like, don't worry about it. Like things like just like things like that. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Definitely
Okay.
not. Definitely. She must get that from her dad.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get it from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're
Okay,
all,
yeah.
yeah, no.
It's all right,
Now we're
girls.
all delirious.
But it's just even like the boys when I talk to them and like, it of course I am like in the best situation here, right? Because I have the youngest kids and then I have these older kids who will be like I'll be like, dude, well, what am I doing about the in this like, baseball situation? And they're just so incredibly thoughtful. It's not like, I don't know, whatever. Like they actually have things to say, advice to give, and just like even a way to like make somebody feel better. You're right. They are very
Yeah.
like thoughtful.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, but don't you want to ask me what book I picked for her?
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hold
So
Neen,
on.
what book did you pick for her? Don't say Raising Babies. Imagine.
no,
Okay,
wait, let
hold
me
on. Ask
guess.
me
Let me
again.
guess. Let me guess.
The Power of Now.
No, 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 no. Hold
With
on.
the
That's too
women.
heavy at 21.
Did you guys
Sahil
read?
Bloom.
No.
Damn. Come on. He's
Is
so
it one
cute.
that you've told us about? Oh, I know.
Die with
Don't
nothing.
believe everything you think.
No.
Damn
No.
it.
Leave with nothing.
No.
Okay, fine. Just forget it. Tell us.
Okay. It's Oprah Winfrey's What I Know for Sure. It is such a good book. It's a reflective journey of her whole 70 plus years and all the lessons she learned along the way in terms
Mm.
of do what you want to do. Don't doubt yourself. Don't live for other people. Be content. All it's just the
Okay.
best. It's such a good book. I've probably listened to it 12, 13 times already.
What is it called?
Really?
Oprah
What I
Winfrey's.
know for sure. Oprah
Mm.
Winfrey. It's
Okay.
an excellent, even just listening to it on Audible,
Yeah.
excellent read.
Okay.
Good to know. Okay. What was your so you had to pick a book and you had to write her a little message about like what?
So my message to her was do all the things. Don't doubt, don't think about what will other people say and yada yada yada. The way we lived our lives.
Will it
Don't do that.
work?
Mm-hmm.
Just do the things. If you want to go travel for a year, go travel for a year. Your hubby will understand. Just go. Do the things.
Shoot, I want to travel for a year. But you think
So do
Sammy will
I.
understand? You just
I
did.
think
You are done.
6 months.
I don't know why we are like that though.
Like what?
Like what?
Safe.
Safe?
That's how we were
Yeah.
raised.
We had to be safe.
No, but so like I don't think you didn't not do everything mean. If you had an idea, you went with it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I did not. Remember I
I don't
wanted
think
to
you did not because you couldn't. You just
No,
did
no,
not
it's not
because,
about couldn't. Yeah, it's not about could or could not. It's
yeah.
about doing and did not.
But between Dad and Neil, they are the most risk-taking
Mm.
individuals we probably know. So if you're around risk-averse people, you're less likely to take risk, right?
Hmm.
But if you're
Yeah.
around risk takers, you're more likely to be like, hey, I'll just try it. Who cares? I don't need a business
Yeah.
plan. I don't even know what a business plan is.
Yeah,
Just go, you know?
I agree.
So
Yeah.
I think that's half of it, more than half.
That's the downfall of the blog too, right? It was like the risk averse husbands were saying, what's the business plan and how do you plan on making money and what's the future of it
Well,
and
no,
what are
I
your
think that was the
goals? And it's like,
practical side of them.
Yeah,
If you're
we
going to spend this much time, what is your outcome, result, expectation, goal? I don't
yeah,
think
but
that was about being
those
risk
questions,
averse.
did Neil ask you those questions when you were doing all these small businesses, like the book and the line,
Yeah.
the kids
yeah,
line and
every
all
When
that?
time.
when I was doing the book, he's like, you need to start a YouTube channel teaching all the little segments of it.
Hmm.
I never did. Could have been something.
It's
Hmm.
okay. But
Maybe if I had
anyway,
a business plan with
No
Navarra, I
regrets
could have gone somewhere and I would have had season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but never did.
of
shoulda, coulda,
what?
woulda. Shoulda, coulda,
Navarra,
woulda.
Oh, yeah.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But didn't you
shoulda,
say,
coulda, woulda.
it is as it
As it
shall
shall
be?
be. That's what I'm saying.
Zuri's still wearing all of Nibara's stuff.
I know. She's got one more year.
Yeah.
I know.
She
But
just
anyway,
wore the blue dress.
as we were talking about support in this
Yeah.
new generation, I think our generation is actually receptive and in need of that same
Craving it.
support.
Yeah.
And we are a little less aware because we haven't been exposed to that growing up. But I think now that we think through it and we see it through the next generation's eyes and how they experience these things and how they kind of navigate, we learn from them really in that way. Like, okay, you know what? My friend here is really going through it and he or she really needs someone in their corner and we want to be that someone if we can. Whereas before we'd be like, we're too busy, we don't have time. Like I not even a chance to think about these people, you know? But like the same way the people that are craving it are now asking for it, which is great because that didn't happen in our when we were younger, you know? And hopefully this next generation learns that through us too. Like when you need help or when you need something, just ask. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend who did get hurt, and that injury kind of came in between her sense of self and ability to do that which she does as a
Hmm.
profession, as an identity. And she reached out and was like, I really need support from women who can provide or bring positive energy and uplift spirits and things like that. And at first I was like, huh? But then, like, thinking about it more, it was like, yeah, when as a woman, you lose your sense of identity. Like, if I was not able to go type on a computer and all I do is build websites, for example,
Yeah.
like, how do you even function, right? Like, so I really, once I understood, I appreciated her saying, I need this and I
Yeah.
trust you to help me. And I
Yeah.
just thought that was really powerful and special. And I need to get on top of that.
Yeah. You do.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's so hard in our day and age when I think about mom having these new relationships and
Yeah.
bonds and kitty party circles and all of that and navigating friendships. I
Yeah.
do think she's had to learn to lean on certain people to help her navigate what does it mean to have girl friendship or lady friendships in your 70s. She never had
Yeah.
that before. So now it's like, yeah, the same thing that Nessa's going
Yeah.
through, you're going through at 70 versus
Yeah.
9. It just never changes.
Yeah. Different for her a little bit too, because she never had the opportunity either.
Yeah.
Like she didn't have the time or opportunity to have these friendships because she was just working like an
Yeah.
animal, you know, like 24/7 at the store or
I,
with us or whatever.
yeah.
So she didn't have that.
Her whole like the business part of it, she did have a lot of friends in that people would come and talk to her and share their life story and things like that. But like it was like we're talking about those meaningful relationships where like if
Yeah.
tomorrow something happens, you can go to this person and say, I need your help. That unfortunately she didn't get to
I
have
don't think
until
that's
she
true. I
Well,
think she
she
got that
had,
through that whole Oak Tree community. I think they all could lean on each other because they were
I think
all
in the
new.
business sense, in the
No, but
business
I
sense,
think,
they could lean on each
even
other.
yeah, I
family
think, I
sense.
mean, hello, half of them used to pick us up from school. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
So, like, she was able to lean on them. I don't know if they knew her deepest, darkest secrets
That,
or
yeah, but
like
that's
Yeah.
what I'm
that
saying. Like those, like,
emotional.
exactly. Like like what I'm saying is if she had trouble at home, for example, like God forbid, if something had happened personally, I don't know that she would have felt. Maybe there's like a handful of people, like
Like
Anju
Pokemon seed.
auntie, or yeah, like those,
Family.
like true, deep, meaningful connections that she had. But like she didn't have like a vast group of women who she could be like, hey, I'm struggling, I need your help. And maybe that just wasn't her also. She never
Yeah.
really expressed herself
I don't
that
think that her
way.
entire generation was like that. Like
Yeah.
I
I
can't think
Yeah,
of
agree.
and
any
maybe
of the
that's,
aunties.
again, that's like the
Yeah.
unlearning that we're doing too. That,
Yeah.
we saw our moms just kind of like brush it
Suck it
off,
up.
roll
Suck
up
it
their
up.
sleeves and do what needed to get done. And so maybe that's like your friend reaching out. Maybe she also grew up like that
Yeah.
with a mom who, just got, did what she needed to do to get things done.
Yeah.
And now she's realizing, hey, I do need help. And that's I feel like it is a big step for somebody to be like, I can't do this on my own. I need your help or I need
Yeah.
support, especially for our generation.
Yeah. Well, so like, what are some of the things that we could do? Like, so you identify the group of people
Yes.
that you're like, yeah, you bring good energy, you're positive, you know how to sort of give back to somebody in a way
Hmm.
that they need. So, what are some activities or thoughts or what you can do?
Yeah, I actually, just to kind of expand on that a little bit, in terms of just sometimes not knowing what to do, is even if you know you can bring someone a like good energy, the struggle sometimes is trying to figure out what the right thing to do is, right? So like right now, again, because we're all in our 40s, we're all getting our first mammograms and everybody has like, you know, little scares or just like the stress of having to have to go through this. And so one of my friends recently, like, her OB had, like, felt a bump and she had to go and get a mammogram and an ultrasound. And just the stress of getting that like small procedure done, it weighed so heavily on her. And so she reached out to me and another girl and she's like, I need something. I need to either get out of this house or just get my mind off of it or just something else to not have to think about this. And just that simple act of maybe taking somebody out or, you know, giving them something to kind of distract from what's going on in their life. That sometimes I feel like that's what I'm probably good at, but just like I don't know that I'm good at the supportive words. Like, you got this. That's all I've got.
But I also
Like, I know
think that,
you have the words. You
yeah,
have
I
all the
also
words.
think we've talked about this that that's not what women want to hear. You got this.
Yeah,
We
it's
always have to
not.
have it, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, I get you're struggling. What can I do to help? And if you don't know, here's what I can offer. But what is that? What?
Yeah, what is it? What do you think
Oh,
you can offer?
I don't know.
I
We
don't
Figure
could
know
it
bring a
out.
group
either.
of people
Jesus Christ.
together. We could listen to music. We can have chai. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But
I
is
just
it
feel like
like
we
a
all need
monthly
Zen.
get together or is it a let's go out and have drinks? Or is it a let's do, or is it like an event? Like you plant a group event and you go somewhere, like, I don't know,
No,
a
I
meditation
feel
class or
it.
something.
I feel like it's more about
Connecting.
grounding. When it becomes about let's go have a drink,
Hmm.
then it becomes about let's go have a drink. And it's like,
Yeah. That's different than like,
that's
let's
different.
connect. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not
Yeah.
connecting when you're drinking and then having another, and then that's all
Yeah.
gone. Then
Yeah.
you're
I
just
meant,
masking again.
yeah. I
Yeah.
meant more of like, is it planning an event, like a
No,
meditation class or a
no.
yoga class
No.
or
Because
Just
then you
a
can't
even
hike?
like,
share. You're
yeah.
doing an activity.
Yeah. Even
So
just like a
that's not
simple
what you said.
walk.
That's not what you think you could bring, an activity.
No.
I mean, if you had to bring that and that's what the person wanted, I'm sure you could. But that's not the first thing I think that would cross at least my mind. Like, I wouldn't be like, if someone's struggling, let's go get a drink. I'd be like, you know what, let's go for a walk and let you release whatever you need to release. And then
Hmm.
hopefully you'll feel better. It's just really sometimes about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if
What
any
else?
of our followers have any advice or recommendations or
Yeah.
ideas on
Or
what we
you
can do,
yourself went through something and you
yeah,
found that. or you yourself went through something and
Hmm.
there were things that your community and your girls or your friends did for you that you felt made a huge impact. I think that would be great, a great share for us because
Yeah.
again, we're all going through something
Yeah.
and all of the people around us are going through something. So if you guys have any advice to share, we would love to hear it.
Yeah. We're all about this women supporting women in a generation where it's receptive and given. So let's
Yeah.
just empower that for all of us
Yeah.
and then our future generations too.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to lead by example here. The other thing about women supporting women, there's so many things that are popping up. Like there was, I don't know what it was called. I want to say it was called Ronnie Box. Did you guys see that? Vaishali posted it. Um,
No,
it's
what is,
just, it's a group, I don't know who it is. It's a box that's going to have South Asian women products. I don't know what they're planning on doing. They haven't launched yet, but like just things like that. I feel like that's kind of cool. Where if you wanted to support a South Asian brand or business, this person is literally curating a box for you, and you can figure out what you like and what you don't. Right?
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just thought like it's just so nice to see South Asian brands and groups coming up, you know? Or
Yeah.
like starting new ventures. I feel
Yeah.
like that's a lot of what we've talked about too. It's like having the courage to take your idea and actually turn it into something, actually just start.
Yeah.
There are actually so many women, I feel, that are now in their 40s deciding they're not doing the career that they
Hmm.
were expected to do. They're kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm done with that. I'm going to go live my passion project. And then
Hmm.
going all in on it. And it's amazing. It's like they're living their best life. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like now as South Asians, we really do have a voice and a platform. It's not where we really need to try. It's there. It's just about doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
And then using
absolutely.
your network to learn, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know or you're stuck somewhere, I think this is where we all need to help each other with our knowledge. Like even existing brands that are in the market have made it, so to speak.
Yeah.
Help a newcomer. Like there's
Yeah.
space for
Yeah.
everybody in this world.
Yeah.
I used to tell Sheena all the time. She's like, well, what about this? And what about that company and this? I was like,
With
do
the
you know how
new
many millions
jewelry.
and billions of people there are? There is
Yeah.
space for everyone. There's like how many brands of water? Water.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all water. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there can be like 25, 30 brands in the supermarket of water, there
Yeah.
can be hundreds and thousands of jewelers or, fashion brands or makeup brands. It's all
Yeah.
good. There's space for
Yeah.
everybody, but help that next person come up.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
will go a long way more than trying to save your space or a niche in the market.
Yeah. Do you
Absolutely.
remember when we first talked about starting this podcast on the flight from somewhere or the other? I can't remember where. And the reason that we wanted to start this podcast in the first place was for this exact reason, like to build a space where we can eventually have the platform and the voice to help other South Asian women. Remember we talked about how for South Asian women, for some reason, while there are so many amazing, supportive women, on the flip side, there are so many mean girls. I
Yeah.
just don't understand. Remember, we talked about this in our culture. I don't understand why sometimes I feel like everybody's just in competition with each other. Like it's like the one is trying to one up the next, and I feel like that's been cultural for us, right? Like even like in mom's generation, in the generations before, everybody's just trying to one up each other. Like there was never this like big collaborative, supportive South Asian culture, I think, with women. Whereas in that same conversation, we talked about it was, I think, one of the newest Peloton instructors had just started, an African American one, and the entire network of African American women were behind this Peloton instructor. I know it's like such a small example, but like the way everybody on every social media platform, on every conversation, in every, like just in the comments of her classes were supporting her and lifting her and sharing her. And like it was so wild to see because we've seen the flip side of that with South Asians. And I'm sure it happens in every culture, but like
Yeah.
that was one of the things that was so irritating. Remember when we talked about starting this podcast, we were like, why is it sometimes that Indian girls just feel like this like sense of mean girl behavior? Like just if you don't have something nice to say, zip it. Like, if you don't want to
Yeah.
support someone, just zip it. There's no reason for like or kindly decline, but like I
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like there's this mean girl culture with South Asian women, and we talked about one of the reasons for starting this is because we want to eventually build this platform to have that voice and support these smaller South Asian women-led businesses and brands in their journey. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had this very specific example where we wanted to collaborate with this other South Asian women-owned brand. And in the beginning, we were working together, and then it was almost like our blog fell off, and so we kind of just didn't work together again. And then when we decided to start this podcast, we had reached back out, and it was like radio silence from these people. And it wasn't that like they weren't in the business anymore, or they didn't know us, or anything like that. It was really just nothing. And so, there were so many times where we had reached out to them, for different things involving us personally or just being able to collaborate or, work together. And when I tell you this brand just completely stopped responding, it was as if like we had done something wrong. And I had had this conversation with Sheena. It's like, I don't know what we could have done for them to absolutely shut us out. And it was like, could it have been this and could it have been that? And there was nothing. There was
Yeah.
literally nothing. But it's just like, there's, I don't know what the attitude or the opinion or what the self-awareness there is that makes you think or makes you actually not want to help or, just
Respond.
contribute to
Oh,
somebody else's journey.
or
I
Yeah. Or
just
also
even just
think
respond.
respond.
I also think that as South Asian women and as women in general, not just South Asian, we need to give each other a lot of grace. You
Hmm.
know, as a whole gender, we go through a lot. We
Yeah.
navigate a lot. We handle a lot, personally, through families, through professionally, everywhere. And so to live in a narrative that, oh, this person screwed me over, or this person did this or
Hmm.
that, or treated me this, you're living in this story that you created over a fact, right? And in our family, we say facts matter, opinions don't. So when you're living in this narrative or this story that you created around a fact, oh, they stopped their blog, so they're no longer relevant. We don't this, that, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, if you live in that space of like benefit of the doubt, you know, they're reaching back out. That's amazing. Let's see where they are now. Why
Hmm.
podcast versus blog, blah, 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 blah. Then that curiosity kicks in, and perhaps that sense of grace can kick in.
Yeah.
Like, I can give you that minute because I understand you went through something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so let's meet you where you are now
Yeah.
versus like what happened in the past. That's a memory. Who
Yeah.
cares? It doesn't change anything today.
Yeah.
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 Honestly, but on the flip side of this whole story where we were shut out, there were also stories where, people kept in touch with us and, we did this, do you remember Modi Toys? They
Mhm.
Yeah.
had like they had the
The
little
little
Ganesha.
Ganesh and
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
also the other brand where they did I'll remember the brand name, but it was just like the JJ cards. Oh,
Yeah.
JJ Hooray. Remember
yeah,
they
yeah,
had those
yeah,
like
Yeah.
big
Yeah. Yeah.
flashcards?
yeah.
All of those brands, I don't know where they are today, but they were so incredibly gracious and they were
Yeah.
so kind. And it was
Yeah.
like, those people are in line with us, right? Like they want to help, they want to collaborate, they want other South Asian voices representing them. It was just that we had such incredible experiences with
Yeah.
so many brands. So I don't harp on that one experience. It's just an
Yeah.
example of, a
Yeah.
time where that kind of happened. And the expectation was that, we're all South Asian, we're all coming up together. You clearly made it much farther than we did, but that person just didn't have the sense of like, okay, well, I'm gonna help you up too.
And it's also not even about helping us. Like it's just a general like act of responsibility of like responding and being gracious, like you said,
Hmm.
right, Neen? Like we're not saying help us. We don't want help. We're just saying let's talk. Let's create a
Catch up.
voice
Let's catch up.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's create a voice together. Let's build a platform together. Like obviously, we're trying to help people. We're not trying to do anything else, like just share
Yeah.
experiences and talk about things. And I will say for that example that you gave, while that brand was that brand, as Nina says, it is as it shall be. We had some amazing brands also reach out to us, which
Yeah.
were like probably even more impactful and meaningful in
Hmm.
their own way that we will eventually collaborate with. So really, it all kind of just happened for a reason, and
Yeah,
we
for sure.
became more aware of where we want to stay in this space. But I guess like the conversation now went to a different place, but like I was just saying in general with like the South Asian women supporting South Asian women, I feel like there's still a big gap in that space, which
Mm.
hopefully we'll fill.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that was the plan, and that is
That was
still
the
the
plan.
plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
the whole point of this podcast, getting to know us and then trusting us to help. Now you're making me
Help,
self-conscious about the word
help
help.
others get to know you. Yeah.
Not even help
Yeah.
aware, just
Yeah, just building awareness. You're right.
building
Just
awareness about all the
yeah.
amazing South Asian women and brands and projects and passion
Yeah.
projects, like Nina said.
Yeah.
There's so many, so many.
There's so many, and there's so many wonderful things coming
So
up too,
for
which is
so
so
for
exciting.
anyone out there who is looking to reach out to your South Asian community for help, for awareness,
Awareness.
for just brand
Support.
building because you're new in the game, reach out to
Hmm.
us and we'll
Yeah.
see where we can help you.
Yeah.
If we can put you in touch with somebody who's already in the game, any
Mm-hmm.
of those things. Like our network, like touch wood and like by the grace of God, is huge. And that's
Yep.
Yeah.
thanks to our parents, thanks to our friends. And we know a lot of people that have tried a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
just reach out. We're
Yeah.
more than willing to connect
Yeah.
you with
Agree.
whoever you need connection with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on that note, this went in so many different directions.
As usual.
Also,
As usual.
side note, that's why we were doing those pop-ups, which were so fun and people were just so connected when they came.
Yeah.
So maybe we can figure out somewhere in a public space because I can't do it at my house again.
Actually, I've recently met some amazing brands that have amazing things that literally I had never heard of in my life. And I'm like, wow, this stuff. So I've been talking to a lot of brands about these pop-ups. So we're gonna have to get back on that
Yeah.
Yeah, that
again. It
was
was
super
really good.
fun. And
Yeah.
maybe we not do it in our homes because
Yeah,
Yeah.
not at
I
our
think
homes.
It's
that's
too
when
Yeah.
much.
it's too much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not a big party hoster. So
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
let's try to figure out somewhere else.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
All right, y'all.
No.
It's been real
Okay.
today. You can always catch us on Instagram, where we are always chatting it up with you guys, answering DMs, any questions you have. If you want to collab, definitely reach out to us. We are always looking for people to work with, to give a voice to, or even for us to share our voice with your followers. So you can find the podcast episodes on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And as always, thank you for listening. With love, SND.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.